get ready to embark on an economic journey as we unveil the heartbeats of the Rwandan business landscape. This is the Business Age, your front row seat to the economic renaissance of the land of 1,000 hills. Join us as we traverse the bustling markets of Kigali, delve into the success stories of Rwandan entrepreneurs, and explore the dynamic forces shaping the nation's economy. From the boardrooms to the street vendors, we'll bring you the voices of the visionaries and the minds behind Rwanda's economic evolution. Discover the fusion of tradition and technology, witness the agricultural innovations transforming rural communities, and explore the cutting-edge innovations propelling Rwanda into a new era of economic prosperity. From the city lights to the rural landscapes, every business is a story waiting to be told. Hello there. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of The Business Age, where we bring you the latest trends, insights, and impacts within our economies. You'll be with me, Narengwa Fiona Mothoni, and on today's edition, we dive into one of the biggest retail events of the year, Black Friday. We look at what are some of its far-reaching impacts on our economy here in Rwanda, but also how is it changing the consumer behavior.
I'm so happy to be here shopping.
Like I know what everybody knows. I know it's the time to go shopping. It's like the year you need to, all the money you save, you just get all the things you've been wanting on a good price. That's the thing that I know. It's Black Friday.
We have summer sale, Easter sale. We have another India sale, which always starts with Black Friday.
Well, retail is a really important sector just to begin with. It contributes, if you look at South Africa, 65% of all their consumer goods come from retail. And in other markets, because consumption and retail go hand in hand, so it's really, really important.
If we receive like 150 per day, in normal days, if the promotion will say like almost 250 or 300. You see? So if we put promotion for 50% or 20%, if the normal days we said like let me say like 3 million per day, that time we can generate like almost 4 or 5 million per day.
Actually, I am more of a spender on Black Fridays in November. That's actually when I spend a lot.
Initially a US phenomenon, Black Friday has become a global event. Retailers in countries like the UK, Canada, and even African and Asian markets now promote sales tied to the occasion. Black Friday has conditioned consumers to expect steep discounts, significantly influencing economies worldwide.
Black Friday goes on facilitating buyers to access gifts and so many other shoppings at a discounted rate. Actually, it's more consumer-driven kind of phenomenon. So you have shops discounting, They're also selling off some of their products because it generally goes with the episodes, like how much they sell per year per episode. And the other thing is facilitating people who are willing to purchase for donation, but also for charity, because it's the next day for Thanksgiving, and it's a way of let's share, let's celebrate actually. So in that perspective, business people have picked interest, and they are doing their sales, but also the replacement of what they have been having in their stores. Remember, all these kind of promotion boosts the production. If you sell off on the outlet, then you produce more, you get, so it's whole economy from this, the selling point to the producer to the logistics, and I'm talking it from a very wide perspective because Thanksgiving regroup people travel around the world, people, in the hospitality industry is also benefiting, transport is also benefiting. So it's a whole industry. It's not like one single sector benefiting from it. And then the discount, it's a way of making affordable the goods, services, and commodities.
Well, retail is a really important sector just to begin with. It contributes, if you look at South Africa, 65% of all their consumer goods come from retail. And in other markets, because consumption and retail go hand in hand, so it's really, really important. But if we zoom in on things like Black Friday or Black November, it's really important because it's the time where retailers have huge movements of the products that they have. And this is a time where we see a lot of money change hands in the economy. Prior to Black Friday, you'll see many retailers ordering as much goods as possible to ensure that they can feed to that demand. So that means that there's money changing hands. The government, of course, feels a little bit of pressure because dollar demand during that time is high, depending on the market that they're in. But also the beauty of it is they get to make more money in terms of tax revenue because of the amount of sales and goods that are moving. And the beauty of it is it also coincides almost with the Christmas shopping. So it's not just Black November shopping, it's also shopping that can be carried over to Christmas. There are certain goods where it's economies of scale. The more you sell, the more profit you can make, right? And so for some of these goods, discounts go a long way in ensuring that they can fly off the shelf as many as possible so that the entrepreneurs and operators of this business can be able to make margins. And also it's important to remember that the Black Friday is not just for consumers. Even retailers get good deals and good discounts from the places that they source their goods, because this is a time where producers understand it's our season to make as much as we can. And also during Black Fridays and seasons like this, the goods that are being sold are very seasonal and occasional gifts. They're things that you will buy during Black November that you would not necessarily buy during another period of the year. These are things that people have thought about, they've planned for throughout the year, and they're always easy to move good consumer goods, because if you look at things like electronics, it takes a lot of money to buy, for example, a fridge, a television, a phone. So these are things that you want to think clearly through, you want to plan for, you want to save.
In Rwanda, businesses are joining the Black Friday bandwagon, offering significant discounts. This trend supports the country's digital economy ambitions.
Usually, we had different promotion, not only Black Friday. Usually, we had a promotion season. So maybe if we have a back to school, we put promotion. If like this end of the year, we put promotion for Christmas and New Year as well. So now we have Black Friday. So far the discount brings for us some more traffic. If we get more traffic, also we get big transaction values according to the other days. Put promotion to bring more people in our shop. If we receive like 150 per day, in normal days, if the promotion, let's say like almost 250 or 300. You see? So if we put promotion for 50% or 20%, if the normal days we said like let me say like 3 million per day, that time we can generate like almost 4 or 5 million per day.
We normally have 3 different sales, big sales, because we normally even have clearance sale, but that's occasionally. So we have summer sale, Easter sale in April, and we have another India sale, which always start with Black Friday, and we even have it today. It's 25% flat to every product you can buy, but we still have another product that you can even get up to 60% discount. We have increase in footfall, and as you can see today, we are even having new stock which will add to those discounts. It helps increasing sales and footfalls, of course, in our showroom. Every customer likes to buy cheap product. So if we add any discount to the product, it's interested to the customer, and it's a way to thank our customer for being with us to this journey.
In 2024, Black Friday continued to demonstrate its significant impact on consumer behavior and retail performance, especially in developed economies like the United States and China. According to Adobe Analytics, which tracks the US e-commerce data, Black Friday online shopping this year alone is on a pace to break a record between $10.7 billion and $11 billion in sales. Indeed, it is reshaping consumer spending, business revenues, and market trends. We look at the extent in which it has been adopted across various African markets.
It would be unfair to compare Rwanda to other markets because there are very different econometrics that are involved. First of all, Rwanda is quite a small country. The population is small. Smartphone penetration is below 20%. You have internet penetration at about 34%. And only about 6% of the population know how to use social media. So when you look at those metrics, it would be really unfair to pit them against a market like Nigeria, where the population is over 200 million. If you look at Kenya, high smartphone penetration. If you look at South Africa, retail, both brick and mortar and online, is really advanced. But if we look just at Rwanda as a market, there are things that they're getting right, and there are things that, when it comes to Black November, really get to excite the market. For example, I have seen so many entities trying to entice their buyers with great deals. When you go on social media platforms, you'll see that they were not just doing Black November, they were almost doing they were not just doing Black Friday, they were almost doing the whole week, where they had amazing deals, and they had different packages of deals running all through the month. So I think what Rwanda has done is a differential diagnosis. They've looked at the market, they've looked at their consumer, and they're finding different ways of ensuring that they can participate in Black Friday by offering different products.
You know, in the countries like the US or China, you know, the sales on that particular period goes up to 25% of the annual sales. So you can imagine the weight it has on the economies. But in Rwanda, not so much because, well, it's an imported culture. And it doesn't coincide with our holidays, for instance, which means sales are very limited for people who have been exposed to those culture, the Thanksgiving, people who interact with the Westerners, let me put it that way. But I can see it growing because from the last maybe 15 years, where very few people were familiar to that, as we speak now, we can see some discount in shops, and we can see people celebrating, you know, parties being organized, people getting invited left and right. But it wasn't the case in the past, and I expect it to keep growing, where we could see maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, you know, like shops planning their discount period, and people could even forecast their purchase as well. Remember, many people can forecast their purchase of that particular time because they know that this discount will happen. So if that culture keeps growing, then it will influence even people's purchase annually.
Black Friday is altering how we approach shopping. From planning purchases months in advance to prioritizing discounts, consumer habits are really shifting.
Yeah, so I live in Istanbul, Turkey. I've been there for a while, 4 years, coming to 5 years. So Black Friday, as I tell you, like, it's the time where everything is on discount and everything you love is on discount. And everybody, not here, I don't think the culture hasn't hit yet, but people should get into it. They should get into the culture of, like, this is the time to get the gifts on a better price, because December, it's Christmas, it's Thanksgiving, so get the gifts on a good price. So abroad, that's what they do. So they take the advantage of Black Friday and the percentage off on everything. You know, we impulsively buy things, but if you give yourself a delay gratification, you say, okay, I'm gonna save money and I'm gonna buy it by the end of the year on a big discount. It's a win-win situation for me and for me too, and for my pockets. So yeah, really, that's Black Friday is my favorite time of the year.
So I went out today because I was looking for like makeup, but unfortunately in Rwanda, I wouldn't say it's unfortunate, but I would say maybe it's because we are still learning, we are still growing. Maybe it's something new here, but I think maybe Rwandans should try more on like the discount of Black Friday. Black Friday is when you put a sale down, really down. 15% is not really a discount, I would say. That's something that you would do when you want to like bring more products. But on Black Friday, people should start from like 50%, up, not down. Yeah, so I mean, they are trying. Some companies, some shops are doing more of that. The one that I was going to, they are doing 65%, so that attracted me, so I was so happy to do it. So I would say we are trying, and it's a really good thing. It's a good culture we're bringing in, so it's a really good thing.
Well, so when we look at demographics, we're talking about people from the age of about 16, depending on the market that they're in, but in Africa, we'll put it at about 18, 20, 22, all the way to 45. We're looking at people who have access to internet penetration, they have access to a smartphone and know how to actually use it. They're exposed to social media, they know how online and e-commerce platforms work, and also people who have some form of disposable income to their name, because for you to participate in Black Friday discounts, particularly whether you're walking into a retail store, brick and mortar, or you're doing it online, you need some form of money to be able to participate in it.
People are not really excited because when they see the kind of discount they're giving, it's not really that attracting. It depends on, I would say it depends on how much someone has been making, how much someone has been saving up, or how much you need that product really, because that's how far you will go for it if you really want it. But people are not really excited for it because of the discounts. Discounts are not really that down as we want it. We want to see if something was 100K, we want to see it as 20K. Okay, maybe as 50K at least, maybe. But yeah, I think Rwandans, let's try more on discounts, yeah? I know it's something new, but let's try. So actually, I am more of a spender on Black Fridays in November. That's actually when I spend a lot, because I know some things are down. I don't spend too much, but in November, I know that Black Friday, when it's coming, I'm gonna go first of all in Uzuri. I love Uzuri shows, so I go there, or other places, so I spend more on November because I planned it.
Using online and digital tools can significantly enhance Black Friday sales by improving visibility, customer engagement, and conversion rates.
Well, online shopping has improved convenience and efficiency. Previously, when it was brick and mortar shops, you had to physically walk to the store. You had to wait for Black Friday or Black November and then take yourself to the store. And most of the times, because of the nature of demand, sometimes you'll find a good is available in this store, but it's not available in another store. And it meant just walking from store to store, looking for exactly what it is you want, and also trying to get the best deal. It's time consuming, it drains your energy and also your resources. Online shopping has made it easier because you sit back at home if you have internet access, and all you have to do is just scroll. You're flipping from one store to another, checking different aisles, comparing prices, and then picking what you want. And also, there's an ecosystem to online shopping where now delivery services have come up, and so you can shop and have it delivered to your home while you don't have to do anything in terms of moving out of your house, and that doesn't inconvenience you in any form.
Such as digital benefit the buyer, but it also benefit the seller, because digital you can sell what you don't have in your store. As long as, yes, I mean, many of the online shopping, they don't have any store. They have the catalog. The moment you place the order, they know where to get it and then supply to you. So it has nothing with like investing heavily in storage and, you know, so it's just facilitating. And many of the shopping, the online shopping, are doing that. So it means it's very much convenient to the seller, reduce their costs, and then help them to maintain a very minimal cost of their operations.
The rise of businesses using social media to promote their products is a defining trend in modern commerce, driven by the platform's vast reach, targeted advertising capabilities, and interactive features.
People are using more Instagram, and it's actually good that people are aware of Instagram, because that's where more youth are, that's where more people are going to right now. Because if you're not on Instagram, no one is gonna know your business today. And this discount that I found out, it was on Instagram. That's why I got like aware of that. It's not someone who told me about it. So people should be engaged more on social medias and also actually bring in influencers. Yeah, influencers to talk about it, to, you know, to like just bring in the vibe of like approaching more people.
I co-own a business in Turkey, a cosmetic company that does cosmetic for Black people. We are reducing the gap because when you live abroad, we don't really find things for our complexion. For example, hair product, sunscreen. So that's what I do. I work with a Turkish company to make it happen. Yes, it's now coming to 2 years. I really love it. It's very fun. I feel like it's a fun thing to do. First of all, you need to advertise it online on social medias like Instagram and TikTok. And I think you should also talk to the people directly, like message them and tell them. If you have some customers that have been loyal to you, tell them, hey, I think it's the time to buy your favorite product, but at a cheaper price, you know, and get them. And then there is that relationship between me and the customers.
Black Friday and other promotions have transformed consumer behavior by fostering a culture of deal seeking and driving the growth of e-commerce.
Look at the psychology behind Black Friday and Cyber Mondays. It's meant to entice the consumer with good deals, deals that you cannot resist. So this is a time where companies will have great discounts on most of their goods to ensure that they get them off the shelf and they get as much traffic as possible. So when you always see a deal, for example, buy one, get one free, or you see it has been discounted by 10, 20, or 30%, the psychology is you tell yourself that if I don't get it now, the next time I'm ready to get it, this discount will not be available. And that's why people are always enticed by these fantastic discounts to buy during that time.
Shopping digitally, it's very tempting. It can tempt you to overspend because it's simple. I mean, for a click, you can get whatever you want. Two, you have the flexibility to compare prices, items, and facility to order, you know? And that can temper on consumer behavior. It's like having cash in hand and being exposed to different items. There is what we call margin propensity to spend. So you are highly tempted to spend more than you can do without that facilitation, and that's the risk. I think consumers need to be very much aware that shopping online, much as it is easier, but you need also to consider your capacity to consume and your flexibility to make the right choice.
People are not really excited because when they see the kind of discount they're giving, it's not really that attracting. It depends on, I would say it depends on how much someone has been making, how much someone has been saving up, or how much you need that product really. Because that's how far you will go for it if you really want it. But people are not really excited for it because of the discounts. Discounts are not really that down as we want it. We want to see if something was 100K, we want to see it as 20K. Okay, maybe as 50K at least, maybe. But yeah, I think Rwandans, let's try more on discounts, yeah? I know it's something new, but let's try. So actually, I am more of a spender on Black Fridays in November. That's actually when I spend a lot, because I know some things are down. I don't spend too much, but in November, I know that Black Friday, when it's coming, I'm going to go, first of all, in Uzuri. I love Uzuri shows, so I go there or other places. So I spend more on November because I planned it.
The evolution of purchasing power and its relationship with economic conditions reflect the dynamic interplay of inflation, income growth, currency fluctuations, and global market trends.
Well, so let's look at a market like South Africa. If you go back all the way to 2010, leading to 2019, before the pandemic, most of the time they would see normal traffic, and then leading to Black Friday and also the influx of e-commerce platforms, they would see that traffic during that time would really increase. And that's the same with other markets, for example, Kenya, for example, Rwanda, and also Nigeria. Then COVID came and it changed the econometrics of purchasing. So many of these stores stopped offering only brick and mortar walk-in services, but they also went online. So when it comes to times like Black November and Black Friday, there's easy access to products online for people, so they're able to easily order. But also we need to consider that there's certain factors that have happened. The economy was very different pre-COVID. After COVID, many of these economies are struggling to recover. If we look at an economy like Nigeria, inflation is above 33%. The currency has depreciated by over 70%, and interest are as high as 27%. Then if you look at South Africa, inflation is reducing, the currency is gaining momentum, but it takes a really long time for these policies to be felt on the ground. So purchasing power is not the same since COVID-19. Will there be demand? Absolutely, but there are different factors that will be affecting the rate at which people will be buying.
We opened officially 2021. Normally, we had like annual plan for purchasing. When we started in 2021, 2022, we ordering like 5 containers, 6 containers. But so far, in 5 years, almost, we reach almost 9 containers or 12 containers.
Per year?
Per year, yeah. So that means every 3 months, no, every 2 months, we had 2 containers. Yeah. So that means before we ordered like in 3 months, but now every 2 months we bring 2 containers. Okay, that means we reach almost 12 containers per year. So sometimes the challenges you had right now, in these days, about the purchasing, it's like purchasing. You see, these days to get USD because we order from outside country. You see, before the dollar, the rate is very cheap, but these days, if you want, before if I purchase like 50,000 per container or 65,000 USD per container, now it's increasing because the dollar is, the rate is high. So that's the number one challenge we have these days. Not even me, like me only, in general. You see outside here, exchange rate, if you ask in the bank, you can wait like 2 weeks, 3 weeks if you demand the dollars because we get the dollar from the bank. So if we really wanted to ship the container maybe in 2 weeks, if we check the dollar from the bank for 3 weeks, we will delay to get the product. Maybe if they will delay to get the product, also our client, they come, you see, they don't get everything they want.
Danube Home is a global brand which focuses on home essentials. Plus, it's a premium quality. So we have been serving Rwanda for 5 years now. Since 2019, the business was good, but in COVID, we face challenges like any other businessman. But we are recovering today with a lot of competitors. But plus the innovation that Danube brings to the home essentials, it's amazing with to partner with the Rwandese to innovate their homes. India festive sale, it generates more footfalls than any other sale, which is obvious because of the Christmas and New Year. And for others, we can even have plus 10% of the increase in footfall. But at the end of the year, we can even go to 30%.
That's all the time we had for today's edition. As you've heard, Black Friday is a boom for the economy, but it also fits in consumer behavior, business strategy, and also the ever-changing business landscape. You're with me, Naringwa Fiona Mutoni. Thank you for watching.